And moving past looking at the life in between her life on Pleiades and the past life, and moving more into some questions she has of her higher self, would it benefit her now to have you upgrade her frequency so she can be at the highest frequency possible during this session, or is that not necessary?
It would help.
Could you do that for her now and tell us what that looks like?
Yes. Starting in the solar plexus, deep, uh, warm, heavy glow starting there, rumbling. Third eye rumbling. There it goes. It's moving all over now.
Mm.
Electricity's going all over. Pressure. Woo. Explosion. It's done.
Okay. So, are we talking to her higher self?
Yes.
Is she more of her higher self when she goes to Pleiades, or how does that work?
Fragment. That's a piece. Still a piece. More of. Closer to her full self, but not complete.
Okay. When would someone, like Jennifer, anyone, completely merge with their higher self? Is that possible?
Yes. Missions complete. All missions completed.
All lives on all planets that soul wants?
All lessons for that soul completed
Okay.
by whatever means,
Okay.
whatever journey it took. Different. It's different roadmap for everyone.
How close is Jennifer to being completed with all of her missions?
Close.
Ah,
She could finish shortly. Very close. She's waiting for her partner. They'll finish together. She's waiting for him. She's biding time. She's biding time.
mm. Are they twin flames or just partners?
Yes. Twin flames.
Okay. Why does it seem to her like she has not been able to hear from her spirit team for the past year or maybe even a little longer when she asks for assistance?
She's hearing. She's not hearing what she wants to hear. She's hearing. We're loud. She she hears us.
Why does she think she, like, what is she not wanting to hear?
We're not giving her what she's asking for, so she thinks she's not heard. We hear her. We're giving her what she needs. She's got to work a little.
Mhm.
Deeply connected. She knows. She's used to. She's used to a much quicker communication where she's from. Quick, quick, quick. That's not how it works now. You are in a human body. It doesn't work so quick. You should know that.
Mm. Is there anything she can do to, I guess, so she feels like she's hearing more clearly from her team? Is there anything she can do?
Help. Um, we need a stronger connection.
Yeah, stronger connection. Is there anything
Mm-hmm.
you can do to strengthen that connection?
Yes.
What can you do?
Let me. I'll talk to her now.
Okay.
Behind the eyes. It's lighting up. It's all behind the eyes. Oof. That should help.
Okay. Did you upgrade her third eye chakra or do something different?
Yes.
Okay.
She needed that. She needed that. All the chakras she needed.
Did you do all the chakras?
Booster. I did boosted,
Okay.
but third eye needed it most.
Okay.
Clear.
How did it get cloudy?
Not using it.
Mm.
She just didn't use it like a muscle. Need to tune in.
Okay.
Very bright now. Very, very bright.
Mm. So her and I were talking, and we were talking about when things go really well in our lives and we feel very blessed and grateful, why does that feeling seem to go hand in hand with a voice coming into our head and telling us not to be too arrogant about it, or it could just as quickly disappear? What is that voice or feeling? Is that a program, a legitimate warning? What is that?
We brought the map with us to Earth for pure happiness, and she can't show that map, or they'll know. She'll stand out. They'll. So, so few have the map for happiness and joy. She'll stand out. She can't stand out. She needs to blend with one of them, or they'll know.
Is it bad for them to know?
It's just distrust. It's easier to teach by example
Oh, okay.
than to just put it out there and show the end result and not how to get there.
Mm. So walking the path so others can follow.
Yes, they can't they can't see the steps to get there, and they envy the end result where they want to be and don't know how to get there.
So it's a helpful reminder to not be too big. Is that what you're saying?
Just to help people, show them the path of how you got there, and not let them compare themselves to your brightness. It's too much. It's brings them such sadness. They can't see the way, and they see the goal, but not the way to get there.
Okay.
And our role isn't to make them feel sadness. That's not that role. No need to shine. That's not the way to raise the frequency. You want everybody to follow the steps. Then the frequency is raised.
Would this be, not to put them down in any way whatsoever, but is this I'll call them volunteers from other planets coming to show the steps to people who consider themselves to be more earthlings.
I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Okay. So who if there's volunteers like from Pleiades and other planets who come here to try to raise the frequency of the planet and they already come with this roadmap to happiness, but they can't show the map because it's built into them. They can't show it to others. They need to just show the steps. Who are they showing the steps to? These volunteers from these other planets. Is it people who primarily incarnate on Earth? Are they showing it to other volunteers who have come here to raise the frequency? Who are they showing
Earthlings,
this to?
all earth bound inhabitants.
Okay.
All of the visitors know this. Almost all visitors know that. We're helping those souls on a lower frequency raise their frequency. They've incarnated in a lower soul, lower frequency. Those are the ones we show the steps.
Okay. Okay. Is it a program on Earth for people who are light to be taught or feel the need to pull in their colors and dim their light so as not to outshine those whose light is not as bright as theirs? I mean, that's kind of related to what we said, but are there any earthlings who have a program in them not to shine too brightly or no?
Low frequency is like a cancer that spreads and dims the light of high frequency, tries to, and that's what dims those with high frequency. That cancer, it's like a heavy coat over your light. So much energy to take it off at times. Easier to leave on sometimes. Important not to wear that coat of low frequency of others. Important to shine. Important to be free. For the earth, for everyone. We need more light. Everyone needs to shine in their oneness, their glory. And that will raise the frequency. Take the cloak off.
Does Jennifer carry that program not to let her light shine too brightly, or is she right where she needs to be?
She lets the cloak, she wears the cloak with those she doesn't know.
She wears the
If she's,
cloak, but she doesn't know.
if she's uncertain of the circumstance or the people, she, it's not a cloak, but she'll dim. It's not necessary. She does. People are people are attracted to the light. They love the light. She doesn't need to dim it ever. She does. People draw energy from the light, and that's exhausting too. Takes away from her energy. Too many people can drain her, dim the light from. They need it. They need the energy. They pull from her energy. She tries to block it, doesn't work, and it dims her light, tires her.
How can she keep her light energized? How can she keep re-energizing herself?
Practice protection against those that drain that. She knows the stop sign. She was taught to block that drain of energy. She can't do that with those that she loves. That's not working.
So is that where she's leaking energy from people she loves?
Some, others drain her. She's losing the ability to block.
Why is she losing that ability? Are you there?
She wants to give. She wants to she wants to provide happiness and thinks this time it will be fine, but it drains her.
Mm. So should she be protecting her energetic space more?
Yes,
What does it look like for her to do that?
she needs a shield around her yellow.
She needs a shield or she has a shield?
She needs a shield
Okay.
around her yellow.
Okay. So just setting the intention for that yellow shield to be around her?
The yellow heals,
Okay.
and she needs to protect that. The protection outside of that, all over her.
Okay.
Doing that now. Working up. Done. She's done.
Okay. Thank you. She met a woman one time who told her that her and her daughters are high priestesses. Why was that woman put in her path at that time, especially when she was standing there face to face with a coyote on a walking trail? And why was she given that message?
Reminder. She was sent, it was a message, a reminder of her roots, to find her strength as a leader. Every life, she needs a, she needed a reminder. She'd forgotten her strength.
And what was the coyote? What was the purpose of the coyote being there?
To stop her,
Okay. To stop her on the trail?
to stop her on the trail,
Okay.
give her a sign, gave the woman a sign that that was her mission that day.
And her mother has told her that they are descended from a woman who was hung for being a witch. Are there any gifts that she has as a result of being a descendant of that witch?
The power in being a leader. The woman was just a leader. People like to follow her, and that was a threat.
Mm.
So her leadership skills, so much power in that though.
How should she be using her leadership skills for the remainder of her life on this planet now?
They're wasted right now.
They're wasted right now?
Wasted.
Oh, so what can she do to put them to her leadership skills to good use?
Shake things up. She needs to move, make changes. Don't be afraid for change.
And when you say move, do you mean like move physical location, like to a different city or a different state?
Mm, not be stagnant. All of that. Be fluid. Be open.
So what steps, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
She has more to do, but just be patient. She needs to be patient.
Well, what steps can she take leaving here today, after she leaves here today, to, using your words, to shake things up?
Don't be afraid to let go. She's had success. I'm just letting go. Take off that does not suit her, does not fit her, does not bring happiness. The cloak. She teaches that. She needs to do that. Just step by step. Uncloak. Remove that does not suit her.
Okay. So maybe just looking at her overall life and asking if there are things in it that don't bring her joy.
Yes, and removing them, leaving them, moving to the next phase. Small things, big things. Just assess.
Changing topics a little bit, what are her and her daughter's gifts and abilities to be able to communicate across the veil? They've all seen spirits at different times in their lives.
They carry that with them, that ability, carry many abilities that the body, human body, prevents from seeing. So just shadows of their, or she's just seeing shadows of their abilities.
And she wants to be more open and hear messages clearly from the other side. How can she develop her ability to communicate with the spirit world and have it come through as clearly as it used to when her and her family were playing around with a Ouija board, but then not allow in beings that are not of the highest light and love? But she wants that clarity, that same clarity.
And clear her now.
Okay.
So white light from the head down, covering, opening up like a phone line, clearing the phone line, that connection, that cable should be clear.
Okay.
Should be clear now. More
Okay.
clear.
What can she do on an ongoing basis to keep that line clear?
Practice, like a muscle practice, connecting, hearing, asking and hearing. Girls aren't ready, they're too much static. They will later.
With respect to Ouija boards, People find them very fascinating and can get hooked on them because it seems like a fun connection into the spirit realm. But what can you tell us about the spirits that communicate through Ouija boards? Are they all lower vibration? Do higher beings of light ever speak through them? And is it in people's best and highest interest to use such a board to communicate with the spirit realm?
Be careful. They don't know what they're playing with. They don't understand, and that's dangerous. That's in all, many different, potentially, spirits. And if you aren't, you don't know how to handle that, most don't. It's very dangerous,
Mm.
very dangerous. It's not there's other ways to connect that aren't quite so dangerous. You need someone who knows what they're doing to protect you.
What are some other not so dangerous ways people can connect to the to across the veil to the spirit realm?
Mm. Finding those that can see through the veil, speaking for you, is the best.
Okay.
They can see clearly. Just ask them for help.
Okay.
Someone you trust.
What about pendulums? Are those a good way to get answers from the spirit realm?
Yes, yes. Safe, clear, easy, easy for the spirit's energy to communicate. Doesn't take as much energy as other methods.
What are some safety rules you should implement when using a pendulum to make sure you're only speaking to beings of love and light?
Intentions, setting the intentions before is simple, easy, and effective. Stating no evil clearly.
Anything else, or does that cover it for using pendulums?
I believe that's it.
Okay. She feels like her current job has served its purpose, but she doesn't see it fitting into her future. However, she's unsure of her next steps. What are some possible next steps for her that could occupy her time and give her fulfillment?
She may need to leave that job to determine that, give herself space to let something else in, but she has the ability to find that. She always does.
Mhm. What would it take for her to be able to manifest the ability for her and her husband to financially be able to keep their current house and buy another one in Southern California near their daughters? What is the link there that she can implement to make it happen?
They can do it. Not, she's just 1 foot in front of the other, like always. She does it. She knows. 1 foot in front of the other, one small step, then another, then another. Not look at the big picture. It's too big. Just the small steps, and she'll get there.
What would be a good first step for her to take?
Find find where she wants to live when the time is right. Just look around, find find a place to live, nice neighborhood that suits them. Start from there. It's set the intention and everything will fall into place.
Mm. About 5 years ago, she started to gain weight and she keeps gaining weight and can't figure out why. What is it that is disconnected or that she's missing? She keeps asking her spirit team what's causing the weight gain, and she doesn't feel like she's hearing anything. What is she missing?
Looking. I see hereditary. No, no disease. Maybe hormones. Some.
And that was going to be my next question. Is she experiencing any hormonal imbalances in her body? And if yes,
Mm,
are you able to balance them now and maybe even tell us what was the root cause of that imbalance?
yes, I'll try. Something else.
I'm sorry, you said it's nothing else?
It's something else. It's not solely caused by the hormones.
Are you able to look into that further and tell us what else it may be?
It's just things slowing down. She's slowing down with age, just slowing.
Would it benefit her to have you pick things up a little bit?
Yes,
Could you do that now and tell us what that looks like?
around her heart. It's some energy, giving more energy. This might help. Might help.
Okay. Would it also benefit her to have you increase her metabolism?
That's what I did.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um, and were there any hormones that needed to be balanced?
Minor,
Okay.
minor.
Okay. And you did that for her?
I did.
Okay. So her doctor has her on thyroid medication. Is that necessary for her body? Is it hurting her body? Should she continue or discontinue taking that?
There's just no need.
Okay.
No need. She's fine.
Okay. So it's okay if she were to decide to discontinue taking the medication, that's okay?
It is.
Okay. Are you able to do a body scan on her and see if there's any physical issues she's not currently aware of that are issues in her body that could use some healing or attention?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll wait.
Migraines. Calming them. Calming the migraines.
I'm sorry?
Calming the
Okay.
migraines.
Okay.
Vessels. Swelling.
Okay.
Removing allergies. She's healthy. She has allergies.
Okay.
I'm helping with that,
Okay.
which will help the
Anything?
migraines.
Oh, okay.
This should help.
Is there anything else?
Just be careful with the heart.
What do you mean, be careful with the heart?
Too much fat causes blockage.
Mm. Does she have any blockage now?
Minor.
Are you able to remove that for her? Blast it out?
And in the legs, blockage. Clearing that. I cleared I cleared the blockage in the legs and the heart.
Okay. Do you see anything else going on in her body?
No, just nothing.
What was the root cause of the migraines? Was it just the allergies or was there more to it?
Allergies, swelling. She needs to reduce swelling, medications, any all cause swelling for her.
Medications cause swelling for her?
Hmm.
Oh,
Advil, allergies, medicine causes swelling.
what are some natural things she could do to combat any swelling on a regular basis?
Less sugar. Mm, less sugar. At night, less sugar. She won't have headaches waking up. And allergies. Avoiding those foods.
Is she eating the best diet for her body?
She's has too many allergies, so many foods she needs to avoid.
Why does she have so many allergies?
Toxins from food, toxins in the food cause the allergies. The liver is sending a message to limit those those toxins.
So, what would be the best diet for her to eat?
She knows not she knows the foods not to eat. She eats them. Organic foods, simpler foods. She's doing good. She chooses to eat those foods that she knows. Chocolate
Chocolate is good or bad?
gives her the migraines.
I'm sorry?
She needs to avoid it.
Okay.
She knows.
Is there any way at all that you could upgrade her physical body to make it a little more hardy against these toxins that plague us on Earth?
Yes.
Could you do that for her now and tell us what that looks like to upgrade her physical body in that way?
Cleaning it first, sweeping out all the black toxin, starting from the bottom, sweeping it out. She tries this too. This will help for a little bit.
Is there any way she could go on kind of an automatic maintenance plan to keep her body upgraded?
She just needs to ask.
Okay.
She's practicing it. Just keep it up.
What is the soul connection between her and her husband that they were in such close proximity most of their lives before eventually coming together as a married couple? Have they had other lives together, and why did they want to incarnate together in this one?
They've always loved each other. Many lives together. It'll help her have a peaceful life, this life, raise their children.
Um, she dreams in such clarity sometimes of places that she's never been in this physical realm, and feels such extreme happiness that in the dream she has said to herself that this is not of this life, and she didn't want to wake up because she knew the happiness would not be there when she wakes up. And she has vivid dreams of flying, and everything is in vivid color. What is that about? Is she traveling in her sleep, or what's going on there?
Just memories of home. It's when she
Mm.
could see home.
Does she go back and visit home when her physical body's sleeping?
No, just memories
Okay.
of it. Just memories.
Okay. Um, is the reason she wanted to incarnate on this planet now? Like her purpose. Why did she want to come here and what did she want to accomplish?
Soul check, temperature check. So many people they were sending there. And it was important for her to see that, what was happening, to be a better leader, to prepare those that were going.
Okay. And then she wants to ask a few questions about her daughters. If there was one piece of guidance or wisdom that you could share, or Madison's higher self could share now for her, what would that be?
Find a doctor to fix her hormones. She's suffering and does not need to. And she'll need that to have children comfortably, but don't suffer.
Got it. Is there any healing her higher self can give her if she were to ask?
Some, yes. She'll need some help.
Okay. Is there one piece of guidance or wisdom that you could share or Julie's higher self could share now for her? And what would that be?
Ask for help. Loud and clear, ask for help. And that will be very powerful for her, very
I'm
difficult
sorry?
for her, very difficult for her,
Okay.
but powerful.
And who should she be asking for help from?
Not her circle, outside her circle. They're telling her probably what she wants to hear. She needs to reach outside of that circle, come to family. She's not alone. She needs help.
Okay. Can her higher self give her help?
Yes. Cloudy for her.
I'm sorry?
Cloudy for her.
It's it's cloudy for
That
her. Okay.
be difficult for her.
What would she need to do in order to not have it be so difficult for her to get help from her higher self?
Very clear mind. No alcohol. Clear her mind.
Okay. If there was one piece of guidance or wisdom that you could share with Maya's higher self, what would that be?
Just to trust herself more. Trust that she knows the answer. No anxiety, just relax. Relax into her skin.
Mm.
She'll be fine. Trust her strength.
Does Jennifer's future self have any specific messages for her now with respect to where she is at on her journey?
Just not to wait. Don't wait. She's never waited. She's waiting. Jump. Go. Live.
What is she waiting for?
Just hesitant. Idle. Nothing. Nothing. Blocking. Just idle.
Mm. So there's no fear there?
No. No.
Is she putting someone else first in the instead of herself?
Oh, people slow her down. If people slow her down, her timeline moves faster than everybody's. Karma moves faster. Everything moves faster. But she slows down so they can keep up. So she waits.
You said she waits?
She waits.
Okay. And she's not supposed to keep waiting?
She needs to slow down to wait, pace herself, but not wait forever, not idle. She needs the energy to move the gang along.
She is the energy?
She's the locomotive energy. She's the train. She's the energy of the train. She's she's needs to get going. So
Who on
it's a
her
lot,
spirit team wanted I'm so sorry. What did you say?
a lot, a lot of energy.
Who on her spirit team wanted her to do this session, and what did they most want her to hear or learn or have happen in this session?
I don't know who, but it to cure so no more homesickness.
But I'm sorry, to cure homesickness?
Yes,
Okay.
She feels homesick.
Are there any other, well, how did she get connected to me to do this session? Have we known each other before, or how did she or her team find me?
She senses she senses energy very well, everybody's energy quickly, and saw you and sensed your energy quickly. You could help her. She knew.
It. Are there any other messages you want to share with her now before we end this session?
Make the most of it. Just make the most of it.
If she takes all the information she learned in this session today, incorporates it all into her life, how, if at all, will her life be different going forward compared to what it would have been like had she not done this session?
More clear direction. Next steps. And just stop idling. Keep moving everybody along. More clear purpose of what she wants to feel in the end.
What she wants to feel in the end?
Satisfaction and completion.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add, or are we good to end the session?
We're good.
Okay. Turn the recording on. Okay. We're back. We took a little break. What did you think about everything?
Felt like I went on a road trip.
You did. More than a road, though.
Oh my goodness
You went,
gracious,
you went
where'd
on
that
like
all
a.
come from?
Do you remember everything?
I think so. Yeah,
Wow. So, what did it
yeah.
feel like to know everything that was going on and still be able to channel your higher self? What did that feel like?
Um, I don't know how to interpret it, but because I kind of let go, so I
Okay.
so I really was just experiencing it, not through my body, but just experiencing it. So to see the colors or to see the sensations that were around me, the pictures, and not be connected to my body, um, it was like it reminds me of the dreams, those vivid, intense dreams where I think I'm somewhere else. I've never been here before, but I'm definitely seeing something that I've seen before. And what a trip.
Did it match the dreams that you're having? The planet that you went to, it matched the dreams or no?
The intensity did, and that's a good question. I'd have to go back and really think about it, but things like the flying dreams, I can connect that because that's
Hmm.
something that I think I could have that's what I was doing when I was jetting off, you
Right,
know,
right,
that's the sensation,
right.
same sensation.
So you're
So
unwinding.
my vacation.
Yeah, your vacation. So, wow. So, okay, so the two daughters that are also Pleiadian, those are your biological daughters?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
That that come from? What a
right?
trip. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they all got messages. So they're here learning from you and all of that.
Yeah. And that protectiveness. That, okay, I'm going to
Yeah,
take you here. I'm going to keep an eye on you
right?
is the feeling. Like,
Right,
kind of like it was their first rodeo. And I'm going to make sure
right,
this goes well.
right.
That was
And
the,
so you married an Earthling.
yeah. What a, yeah.
What an interesting thing to think about, right?
Yeah.
You better break that to him gently. He's gonna feel left out.
Sorry, babe. He might be just fine with that.
He'd be like, I knew I was different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then go back up to the top because when we were talking about myself came in. Ah, dimming your light, that part. Um, we brought the map with us to Earth for pure happiness, and she can't show that map or they will know. She will stand out. So few have the map for happiness and joy. She will stand out. She can't stand out. She needs to blend in with one of them or they will know. Is it bad for them to know? It's just distrust. It's easier to teach by example than to just put it out there and show the end result and not show them how to get there. Totally makes sense, right?
It does. It does.
Right.
But I felt this sensation of, you want to blend. Like, was I showing up in a blue form? Like, you just, like, how it's the little things that make you stand out. And
Mm-hmm.
so being so careful not to stand out is the impression I
Mm-hmm.
got.
Mm-hmm.
And to stand in full Technicolor and saying this is what the end result could look like would
Mm-hmm.
have been a dead giveaway. But it's all the little things that lead up to that too could be a
Mm-hmm.
giveaway. The little things that make you look out of place, not from here. That's the
Right.
sensation I got.
Right.
So just being
So,
the ability to cloak, the ability to shut down so that
mhm.
you don't give it away and you're more accepted.
And then I said, is it okay? So walking the path so others can follow? Yes. They can't see the steps to get there and they envy the end result and don't know how to get there. It's a helpful reminder not to get too big. Just show people the path of how you got there and let them compare themselves to your brightness is too much. It brings up such sadness. They cannot see the way. They see the goal, but not the way to get there. And our role is not to make them feel sadness. It's not that role. No need to shine. That's not the way to raise the frequency. You want everybody to follow the steps, then the frequency is raised. And that's
Mm,
just different from a lot of teaching I've heard. It's like, let your light shine, shine your light. Don't be afraid to shine your light. You give others permission to shine their light when you do. I think that's probably true to a certain extent.
that's it. Yeah.
Shining your light within some parameters, right? But
With
not your light light.
the feeling I got was it's okay, like shining a light. God, this is so weird to say out loud, but in this earth, if I showed my true light
Your
of what
peacock
it could
feathers.
peacock from another place, that is so much brighter and you can't get away. So staying in context of this realm,
Right. Yes.
shining a light that attracts, showing the steps, but be careful because you have the ability to go technicolor, like
So keep it on a dimmer switch.
Keep it on a dimmer switch. That's exactly
right?
how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't take it all the way to the top, but you can moderate it depending on who you're around and be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, they're here, so let me go a notch above and say, look at this light." You could be like that. Like you can have this light, right? But if you're with
Yeah.
someone whose light is brighter, you could take it up even a little bit more and be like, "Oh, here's the next level of brightness," right?
Right. Right. Scaling it to the
Scale.
audience, right? That they're
Yes.
ready for. That's a great analogy.
Yeah. Hey. Um, is it a program on Earth for people who are light to be taught or need to feel the need to pull in their colors? Low frequency is like a cancer that spreads and dims the light of high frequency. It tries to. And that is what dims those with high frequency, that cancer. It's like a heavy coat over your light. So much energy to take it off at times. It's easier to leave on sometimes. Important not to wear that coat of low frequency of others. It's important to shine and be free for the earth, for everyone. Need more light. Everyone needs to shine in their oneness and their glory, and that will raise the frequency, take the cloak off. And it was my guides were sitting here talking to me the entire time. Your higher self was saying that because I had a meeting with my daughter's principal today. And when I did, I walked in and it was just like heavy energy. It literally, when your higher self said cloak, I said, that's what it felt like. I felt like when I walked in there, he just like put this big, giant, heavy coat on me
Mm.
of just heaviness. And I was just like, oh. And
Mm.
I felt like I couldn't even be me in there.
Mhm.
And I was just like, and he took everything that I had gone there to share with him about the problems at his school and just started pulling out all this stuff about my daughter and turning it into a her issue and deflecting it away. And I'm not saying, I know my daughter is not perfect. I know this. And I did confer all of these things you're saying are true. They are. I'm
Mhm.
not a blind mother. I know what's going on with her for the most part.
Right.
But it was complete deflection away from him and his responsibility as the principal to saying, well, look at your kid. She's failing these classes. She's late for school every day.
Mm.
Why is she late for school every day? These types of things. And I said, well,
Right.
since it's illegal to beat your child, I
Yes.
don't know how else to get her out of the house. And it's illegal for me to do that. So I
Right.
can't get her out of the house. Like I try everything short of beating her.
Right.
I mean, it just is what it
Oh,
is,
yeah.
and
You can't.
I mean, like, what can I
You
do?
right.
If I had my druthers, she would need me going to public school, but she's not on the same page with me. That's fine. She wants to play in the matrix in the school system. That's her deal. That's her deal.
Yeah.
I don't force her to be there. She chooses to be there. But anyway, when your higher self was talking about this, I was like, oh, that's what it was. My higher self was talking to me. And before we did our session, I cut cords around me. I clear my energetic space. And that time they said there's a lot of heavy energy on you before I did the session. And his face kept popping in my mind. When they said that to me before we started, I was meditating for a few minutes before you came online. And so I use like this little sweepy broom looking thing to clear foreign energy out of my space anytime I feel like I need to just cleanse my space. But this time, my higher self had a little sweepy broom followed by a power washer after it, like a
Ooh.
high powered power washer, sweeping and power washing everything behind it to get it all down because it was really just felt really heavy. And I just thought to
Mhm.
myself after I left there, I never want to go meet with him again. Like that was just painful.
And what a shame because he's in a place of power and has, the opportunity to make things better,
Yeah, he's not a
you
bright
know?
light. And so then when your higher self was talking about Earthling, his face was flashing in front of me again, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, not to cut on Earthlings, you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's a different energy. It's just a different energy. Right?
it is.
And they
Yeah,
choose to come here for their lessons, people who incarnate and call Earth home. I mean, you can call any planet home. I mean, somebody's got to
right.
call Earth home. I mean, you can't just not you can't just have just a visitor planet. I mean, you have people
Yeah.
who call this planet home, right? I
Hmm.
don't. It's not mine. I've had many, many lives here, but I'm not considered. I'm more of like a free agent. My
Right.
team has told me you're just kind of all over the place. Origins like all over the place. Um, but yeah, it's just a different energy. It's like your higher self was saying. It's just a
Yeah,
denser energy because it's a dense planet.
yeah,
It's a really dense planet. And you choose to make that your home planet for the hard knock life, right? That you're going to have
yeah.
on a dense planet. And I have seen other planets um, a couple of times, just a couple of times in people's past life regressions part, where they have been to planets that are even denser than Earth.
Oh gosh.
And they are awful, awful places.
Wow.
There's people that call those planets home. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, where do I want to go to take like the quick course to graduate type of thing. Oh, let me choose Earth. You know what I mean?
Knock her out.
Right?
Get it all
So I can
done.
just get it all done and knock it out and, it'll just be bam, bam, lesson, hard lesson, hard lesson, hard lesson. But I'm going to be like, woo, on the fast track. So in that respect, it's like very, very admirable. But it's admirable to come here and, have a lot of lives here, even if it's not your home planet. But to have it be your home planet is very admirable
Right.
because they don't go, other people who I've had sessions with, the Earthlings, they don't go to a home planet that's beautiful and amazing and wonderful like Pleiades. It's like you get a reprieve to go to this beautiful planet of Pleiades, and they don't. It's
I've got
just
to, what
hard
is the
life.
spelling? 'Cause what?
It's, I think it's PL. I know I spelled it wrong in here, and my cat's in my way. Hold on, let me see. Pleiades. And so you were giving me so many signs that you were Pleiadian. And then when you started to spell it and you said B instead of D, I was like, I think it might be Pleiadian, like the blue skin and all that kind of. Anyway, so I mean, I wasn't 100%.
I haven't heard of this, so this is
Ah,
like really out of left field. This isn't pulling from anything. This is
oh, wow. Okay, okay.
so
The Pleiades open star cluster is located at around 444 light years away from the sun. It is so large and bright that it can be seen from Earth with the naked eye. The Pleiades cluster has around 800 solar masses, or about 80 something, I don't know. The radius of Pleiades stretches for about 17 and a half light years. That sounds like a huge planet.
yeah. Now I'll have to
Huge,
Google and see if
as
it'll
in
be interesting to see.
gigantic.
The color is so distinct. That's what I remember the color. And when I said it wasn't a color I'd seen before,
Right.
it, it's hard to explain it. Everything,
Um,
the whole vision that I've had, I've never seen before, never dreamt it before. Um, yeah, I,
oh my gosh,
I
listen to this. Cherokee legends teach that Native Americans originated long ago in the Pleiades and
oh
assert
my,
that indigenous people are on Earth as star seeds with a mission of bringing light and knowledge. The Navajo call the Pleiadian star cluster the sparkling suns, and the
oh my
Iroquois
God.
petition the constellation for happiness. The Dakota people say their ancestors are from the Pleiades.
Go figure. I've never had any connection to Indians, anything before. So that was out of left field. And to have that
Yeah.
connected, oh my gosh, that is very, very cool.
Also called the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades are a group of stars in the Taurus constellation. Yeah, there's lots out here, but
That
yeah.
was that all threw me for a loop. And I felt like felt like I was just like on the ride, you know? Like you'd ask the next question, I'm like, okay, go ahead, take me. Like I was sitting in the backseat of a roller coaster, you know? All
Right.
right, just let's go. And when
Oh,
it was clear, it was crystal clear, you know, just
want to know what I
sit.
wrote in here one time? I wrote, oh, as far as you protecting your space, I put a note here and I said, and I wrote my name. I said, Tracy, in all caps. I said, watch my video on YouTube called The Four Must Do's every day. That came to me there. It's about protecting your space, keeping your energetic space clear and protecting your space. So you can watch that because your higher self said you don't, she needs a shield around her. She needs to be protecting her energetic space more. But after your higher self was telling you all about that you were Pleiadian, I wrote in parentheses up here at one point, I wrote, just for your and your daughter's entertainment, I wrote parentheses, Tracy smiles as she thinks about your daughter's reactions to all of this.
Yeah, that's all starting to hit me right now. Like I didn't carry any of the weight of that while I was in. Like this made perfect sense. I had no judgment on it. And now, yeah, it comes crashing down.
Yeah. I'm thinking about you get to tell your
Oh,
daughters all of this. We're really
each will
blue
take
people.
it differently. Yeah,
We're really blue people, but you're not a blue people. You're a human people.
right. We're helping you along the way. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might wait for Easter for that.
Wait till they're all there.
Well,
Then you have the
yeah,
transcript. You could just or play the video, right? You can
yeah.
play the video.
Okay. Maybe it's best if you just see it.
Right?
Well, especially because when it's someone who knows me so well and then hears things coming out of my mouth that never have come out before or as far as they know I've never entertained before. Crazy, absolutely crazy. You know what's when the word homesick sure nailed it. There's a the most internal homesick feeling and you're home and you're happy and there's no reason to feel that. What is that? To put a connection with it?
A lot of people feel that. A lot of people feel that.
Really?
Yeah, I hear lots of people on TikTok and stuff going, I just feel homesick. I want to go home. I don't know what it is. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot
interesting.
of homesickness going on. So you might be really interested in Dolores Cannon's book called The Three Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth.
I've I haven't ever read anything from but I've heard of her and I've heard of her books.
Yeah. So the
But I
three
think,
waves of volunteers in the new earth is about all the volunteers from the other planets that are coming here. There's three
oh,
waves.
okay, 3
Yeah.
waves of like sets and groups of,
Hmm.
and do they
Your
say from
daughters would
where?
be, oh, they're all over, all over.
Okay,
But you will love this book. It's fascinating. Your daughters would be third wave.
okay,
Yeah. So like you and I are second wave. And then you have the older generation was the first wave. They had it the hardest. They were like before many people were awake,
yeah,
right?
they're a little
They
more
came
enlightened
to kind of
now.
blaze, they kind of came to blaze the trail.
Yeah,
Like the Dolores Cannons of the world. Hmm.
yeah, I've seen some of her clips, people will repost part of her
Hmm.
clips but never heard any, significant anything
Yeah.
significant. I should get her book.
Yes, that's a really good one. And I always recommend her book called, hold on, it's going to come to me, Keepers of the Garden.
Okay,
And that one you can get on Audible. That's a really great listen because it's very, very long otherwise. But Three Waves of Volunteers, I don't think that's on Audible. I'm not 100%.
Okay.
I don't know 100%, but I think that's a paper. I have the book up here, the paper one. And in it there is a reference in there to COVID without using the word, without
Oh.
using any of that. So,
Mm,
yeah. So just kind of talking about some kind of thing that was going to be coming and happening and yeah.
interesting. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for taking so much time. I look at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, that really.
I got really late that, but it was so good. I couldn't stop your past life. I was like, I need to milk this one. Get
My
all the
God.
information I can out of it. But then I still need to get to all her questions. So let me do that. I did break up the recording. So we have the past life slash life in between lives thing
Okay.
on one recording. And then the higher self one is a separate recording. So I'll send you your intake. I'll send you the past life one. I'll send you the higher self one. So for anyone watching, we're going to end it here. And that was a lot of really great information. It was very fascinating, very interesting. Um, so thank you so much for sharing this on social media. This is going to be a wild hit, learning more about Pleiades.
Wow.
Yeah.